Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today, we will turn the pages of Lucky by Alice Sebold. Lucky, a 1999 memoir by Alice Sebold, recounts her harrowing experience as a rape survivor during her freshman year at Syracuse University. The book takes its title from a police officer's remark that Sebold was lucky to survive the attack, as another girl in the same location had been murdered. With unflinching candor, Sebold details the crime, its aftermath, and her journey through trauma, resilience, and eventual triumph in seeing her assailant brought to justice. Plot summary. Alice Sebold was an 18-year-old freshman at Syracuse University when her world was irrevocably altered. Walking through a park near campus late one night, she was suddenly attacked. A man grabbed her from behind, his hand muffling her screams as he dragged her into a dark tunnel. The assault was brutal, her resistance met with violence that fractured her physical and emotional being. When the attacker finished, he mocked her, handed her clothes back, and even tried to speak to her with a grotesque intimacy. Bloodied and disoriented, she made her way back to her dormitory, where shock and disbelief followed her like shadows. The early hours of survival were mechanical, punctuated by the procedures that came next. At the hospital, evidence was collected, fingernail scrapings, bruises documented, and internal wounds stitched. The physical pain was numbed with medication, but the emotional landscape was raw and untouchable. Her friends, mostly young women unprepared for such a grim reality, struggled to find the right words. The contrast between Alice's shattered world and the mundane normalcy of others, end of semester, routines deepened her isolation. Yet amid this chaos, her best friend Mary Alice emerged as a steadfast presence, her compassion a steady thread in a tapestry of confusion. The police investigation began swiftly, led by officers who seemed both eager to help and, at times, detached by the nature of their work. Alice described her assailant, a young black man with a muscular build, and worked with the police to create a composite sketch. But the process felt inadequate, a poor translation of the trauma etched in her mind. While she cooperated with their procedures, she sensed the subtle weight of doubt that survivors so often encounter. For Alice, the pursuit of justice was not just about punishing her attacker. It became an essential part of reclaiming her autonomy. Returning home to her family for the summer presented its own set of challenges. Her mother, prone to anxiety and fragile in her own ways, reacted with a mixture of love and helplessness. Her father, distant and pragmatic, struggled to connect with the enormity of what had happened. Alice found herself navigating not only her trauma, but also the ripples it created in the lives of those around her. The suburban normalcy of her hometown felt surreal, a stark contrast to the darkness she carried within. Months later, a chance encounter reignited the case. Alice spotted her rapist on the street, his face instantly recognizable. The shock of seeing him turned into determination as she followed him, noting his movements until she could alert the police. This act of courage led to his arrest, and the legal battle began. The trial was grueling, an invasive dissection of Alice's life and credibility. Defense attorneys probed her character, her clothing, her actions on the night of the attack, all part of a strategy to cast doubt on her testimony. Yet Alice faced them with resolve, recounting the horrors of the night with clarity and strength. The courtroom became a theater of contradictions, where Alice's pain was laid bare against the defense's attempts to minimize it. Her rapist, sitting just feet away, showed little remorse. His casual demeanor was a chilling reminder of how easily he had justified his actions. Through it all, Alice clung to her truth, her voice unwavering despite the emotional toll. The verdict came as a relief. Her attacker was found guilty, and though justice could not erase the scars, it offered a sense of closure. Yet, as Alice soon realized, the legal victory was only one part of the battle. The aftermath of the trial left her grappling with the deeper, quieter challenges of healing. Trauma lingered in her body, her mind, her relationships. Trust was fragile, self-worth elusive. She struggled with feelings of shame and anger, even as she sought to rebuild her life. Alice returned to Syracuse, determined to continue her studies and reclaim the parts of herself that had been stolen. Poetry and writing became her refuge, a way to process what words often failed to capture. Over time, she found strength not only in her resilience, but also in her ability to give voice to her experience. She began to understand that survival was not about forgetting, but about learning to live with the memories, transforming them into a source of power rather than pain. Her journey was not without setbacks. Moments of doubt, fear, and vulnerability punctuated her recovery. Yet Alice emerged as a testament to the strength of the human spirit. She rebuilt her life piece by piece, finding beauty in the act of reclaiming herself. The park where she was attacked, once a symbol of terror, became a place she could walk through again, not unscathed but unbroken. In the end, Alice Sebold's story is one of survival and transformation. It is a tale of enduring unimaginable violence and emerging with a renewed sense of purpose. Her journey underscores the resilience of those who face trauma and the profound power of reclaiming one's voice. That's it for now. If you enjoyed this, check out other books by Alice Sebold. You'll find them in the description or just search for them on Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in Alice Sebold's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.